Good morning, students. Yesterday we discussed about male sexual organs, that is male primary sexual organs, about testis. So already the testis inside structure is over. Once again, a small repetition. The testis, each and every testis is located in a sac-like structure. This sac-like structure is called as a scrotum or scrotal sac. Now into that scrotal sac, testes are located. So each and every testis length is about 4 to 5 centimeters and width is about 2 to 3 centimeters. Here the main function of this testis is to produce male gametes. Along with that male gametes, they also produce male steroidal hormones called testosterone. The testosterone is coming from Leydig cells. So finally, after completion of testis, the next part is male accessory ducts. Male accessory ducts. So here, male accessory ducts starts with the retate testis. Next part of the male accessory duct, after retate testis, the next part is vasa efferentia. Next, epididymis, vasa differentia, ejaculatory duct, and finally urethra. So here, total 6 types of ducts are there. All these ducts are associated with the male reproductive system. That's why all these ducts together called as male accessory ducts. So here all these male accessory ducts, their main function is to store sperm cells. Their main function is to store sperm cells. Along with this storing, and also one more function is also there, that is transportation of sperms. Mainly all these ducts, they are performing 2 types of functions. One function is to store sperm cells and the second function is to transport sperm cells. So finally all these ducts, their main functions are of to store and transportations of sperms. Sperm cells are production. Sperm cells are produced by testis. That produced sperm cells are transported here to outside. Along with this transportation, they also stores sometime. And especially epididymis. The epididymis function is also there. One more function. This epididymis. Inside of this epididymis, sperm cells are going to maturation. So sperm cells maturation is going completely inside of the epididymis. So especially epididymis main function is to mature sperm cells. Next, see here the transportation of sperm cells. Already yesterday we know that internal structure of testis. So each and every testis is divisible into 250 compartments. Now each and every compartment is termed as testicular lobule. Testicular lobule. Like this, each and every testis consists of approximately 250 testicular lobules. In these lobules, highly coiled tubules are present like this. So these highly coiled tubules number is maybe 1 or 2 or 3. So 1 to 3 highly coiled tubules are located like this. Now all these tubules are called as seminiferous tubules. So all these seminiferous tubules are opened into a net-like structure. This net-like structure is known as retate testis. From this retate testis, several small tubules are coming outside. Now all these tubules are called as vasa efferentia. This is retate testis and these are the vasa efferentia. Now all these vasa efferentia finally opens into highly coiled tube-like structure. Now this highly coiled tube-like structure is called as epididymis. Next part, epididymis. Now this epididymis again divisible into 3 parts. This is caput, this is corpus, and this is cauda. Already over. Next, this cauda epididymis finally opens into one more elongated tube-like structure. This elongated tube-like structure is called as vasa differentia. Vasa differentia. So the transportation of sperm cells, the journey of sperm cells, the production of sperm cells are going inside of the seminiferous tubules. From here onwards, all these sperm cells are directly enters into retetestis. From this retetestis to vasa efferentia, and from vasa efferentia to epididymis. The next epididymis to vasa differentia. See here, epididymis location. This is the testis. Exactly posterior region. This is anterior region and this is posterior. Exactly the posterior region of the testis is a epididymis. Now this epididymis directly opens into vasa differentia. See, this is vasa differentia. This vasa differentia enters into the abdominal cavity from the scrotal cavity. While entering, this vasa differentia lobes the urinary bladder. Lobes the urinary bladder. Now this urinary bladder comes under the excretory system. Here the main function of urinary bladder is to store urine. Now here vasa differentia looping the urinary bladder. Here exactly the back side of the urinary bladder, a pair of glands are located. Now these glands are called as seminal vesicles. Seminal vesicles. Listen carefully here, somewhat confusable. After looping the urinary bladder, this vasa differentia runs backward like this. So here this vasa differentia receiving one duct from seminal vesicle. So seminal vesicles are of one pair. Back side of this one gland is there, front side of this one gland is there. Now we are seeing from this side. Now this vasa differentia receiving one of the duct from one of the seminiferous gland. For example, this is right side testis, right side vasa differentia receiving the duct of the seminal vesicle from right side, and other side, left side vasa differentia receiving duct from left seminal vesicles, like that. Now once this vasa differentia receiving duct from the seminal vesicle, now this duct we are termed as ejaculatory duct. Ejaculatory duct. Now this ejaculatory duct is formed by the fusion of vasa differentia plus the duct of seminal vesicle. Duct of seminal vesicle. Now these two ducts united to form one ejaculatory duct. Now this ejaculatory duct from this side directly opens into one more duct. Now this duct is called as a urethra. This duct is known as urethra. Here urethra is performing two types of functions. The first function is it receives urine from urinary bladder. Along with this, it receives sperm cells from the ejaculatory duct. So urine from urinary bladder, sperm cells from ejaculatory duct, both are directly opens into urethra. That's why this urethra is commonly called as, especially in case of males, this urethra is also called as male urinogenital duct. Especially in case of males. This type of arrangement is present in only male organisms, male human beings. Why it is called male urinogenital duct? Because it receives urine duct, along with this it receives genital ducts. That's why it is called as a male urinogenital duct. It acts as a common passage. It provides a common passage for urine as well as sperm cells. And finally, this urethra comes outside, opens outside through penis. Now this opening, the opening of the urethra is called as urethral meatus. urethral meatus. This urethral meatus is present on penis. Through this urethral meatus, urine is coming outside. Okay, along with that urine, sperm cells are also coming outside. Now that's why it is acts as a common passage for both urine as well as sperm cells. Now all these are all comes under male accessory ducts. Once again, male accessory ducts begins with retestis. All these retestis develops vasa efferentia. All these vasa efferentia opens into epididymis. Epididymis to vas deferens like this. The journey of sperm cells begins from here to and finally urethral meatus. Now all these are all male accessory ducts. Their main function is to store and to transport sperm cells. Next, testis is over, male accessory ducts is over, and next one is in male reproductive system, that is male accessory glands. Male accessory glands. So already we know a pair of glands. A pair of glands located behind the urinary bladder called as seminal vesicles. Seminal vesicles. Those are of a pair. Next, the second one is a single. These are not a pair. This is a single prostate gland. And the third one is bulbourethral glands. Bulbourethral glands. This bulbourethral glands is also called as Cowper's glands. Cowper's glands. See here, when we observe the male reproductive system, exactly behind the urinary bladder, a pair of elongated glands are present. Now these elongated glands is called as seminal vesicles. Next, exactly beneath the urinary bladder, one large single gland is present. This large single gland is called as a prostatic gland. Prostatic gland. Next, beneath this prostatic gland, a small bulb-shaped glands are present. These small bulb-shaped glands present on either side of the urethra. That's why these glands are called as bulbourethral glands. Bulbourethral glands. Why? Because their shape is like bulb. They are present on either side of the urethra. Now, this bulbourethral glands is also called as Cowper's glands. All these three different types of glands comes under male accessory glands. Now, all these three different types of glands together, they are secreting a fluid. That fluid is called as a seminal plasma. Seminal plasma. Now, this seminal plasma consists of mainly fructose, some enzymes, and especially calcium ions. Now, these three types of substances are present in a seminal plasma. That seminal plasma is secreted by all these three types of glands. In this, 70% of secretions are coming from seminal vesicles only. And especially bulbourethral glands, their main function is to lubricate penis. Means at the time of intercourse, male penis is enters into the vagina. At that time, these gland secretions are helpable for easy passage of penis into vagina. So easy passage is known as a lubrication. For this lubrication, main and important glands are of bulbourethral glands. Now already we completed. Already we know the function of testis. Mainly two types of functions are there. Those functions are of, first they produce sperms, and the second one is they secretes male sexual hormones called as testosterone. See here, sperm cells are coming from like this. Once the sperm cells are comes here, all these glands together they secretes seminal plasma. So seminal plasma plus sperms, seminal plasma plus sperms together called as a semen. Together called as semen. So semen is equals to seminal plasma plus sperm cells. So like this, semen is equals to seminal plasma plus sperms. So based on this, some questions are asking like this: semen minus sperms is equals to what? What is semen? The group of sperm cells and seminal plasma together called as semen. Here sperm cells are coming from testis, seminal plasma is coming from glands. Now semen is equals to seminal plasma plus sperms. So question is like this: semen minus sperm cells. Semen minus sperm cells means from this semen, sperm cells are not there. Then the resultant substance is seminal plasma. Clear? Now already we know vasectomy surgery. In that case, what they are doing? They are simply cutting vas differentia. A small part of the vasa differentia are removing. After removing, they are tying up by using threads like this. On scrotum, they are cutting vasa differentia. So finally what happened? Once the vasa differentia is going to cut, there is no transportation of sperm cells. Sperm cells are not enters into ejaculatory duct. So if sperm cells are not entering, then the resultant fluid is coming outside. What is that resultant fluid? So if sperm cells are not there, only seminal plasma is coming outside. That seminal plasma does not consist of sperm cells. Clear? That is the importance of what is this? Vasa differential, vasectomy surgery. Now these are all glands. Clear? So testis is over, male accessory ducts is over, then male accessory glands is over, and final part is male external genitalia, that is penis. About penis, next class. Thank you.